Here's another exposed save. Or here's another video by Tucker Carlson about what really happened on January 6th. And in this video, it's a 5-minute video. He talks about this guy, the shaman that everybody's scared of. But what is there to be scared of? Let's take a look at what...
Straight from the Hunger Games. That motherfucker straight from a character. Straight from Netflix. Oh.
He did a great job dressing up. But let's see what really happened. I'm curious to know. We all should be curious to see.
Definitely. Let me see what he was thinking.
So here we go.
These are the pictures you've seen of January 6th. They're familiar because they've been playing on a loop on every media outlet in America for the last 2 years. There's a reason for that. But it turns out there's quite a bit of video you haven't seen. And that video tells a very different story about what happened on January 6th. More than 40,000 hours of surveillance footage from in and around the Capitol have been withheld from the public. And once you see the video, you'll understand why. Taken as a whole, the video record does not support the claim that January 6th was an insurrection. In fact, it demolishes that claim. And that's exactly why the Democratic Party and its allies in the media prevented you from seeing it.
That's another thing that I wanted to make a comment. An insurrection. You know when you hear that term, but I'm thinking if a group of men, women with guns going over to take over the Capitol, to take over the government. Like something crazy, like a movie.
Exactly. That's where they use that word, insurrection. So people think, oh, wow, they just came out of nowhere and attacked. Nah, man. You see how they walk around inside the Capitol?
A bunch of people walking around taking pictures. Like,
yeah, taking pictures, selfies.
No weapons at all. No real weapons.
And that shows a bad thing for America. You can just walk in the building like that, Capitol building, with no weapons.
That was wrong walking in there. That's trespassing. But it's not an insurrection. There's a difference between trespassing and a full-blown insurrection.
Mm-hmm.
But
I agree.
Let's continue watching.
By controlling the images you were allowed to view from January 6th, they controlled how the public understood that day. They could lie about what happened, and you would never know the difference. Those lies had a purpose. They created a pretext for a federal crackdown on opponents of the Uniparty in Washington.
Our office wanted to ensure that there was shock and awe, that we could charge as many people as possible.
The first thing you notice from viewing the full video record of January 6th is just how many people entered the Capitol building that day. Hundreds and hundreds of people.
Trespassing.
Thousands over the course of about 2 hours.
Trespassing. Right away. Should have been shot. Everybody should have been shot right from the door.
A small percentage of them were hooligans. They committed vandalism.
A small
You've seen
percentage.
their pictures again and again. But the overwhelming majority weren't. They were peaceful. They were orderly and meek. These were not insurrectionists. They were sightseers.
Walking around.
Footage from inside the Capitol overturns the story you've heard about January 6th. Protesters queue up in neat little lines. They give each other tours outside the speaker's office. They take cheerful selfies and they smile. They're not destroying the Capitol. They obviously revere the Capitol. They're there because they believe the election was stolen from them. They believe in the system. Here's the man you've heard referred to as the QAnon shaman outside the Senate chamber. These are not rioters. These are people who wandered over from a political rally.
We will not let them silence your voices.
After the rally, they walked down Pennsylvania Avenue, where organizers had secured a federal permit to hold a legal rally on the grounds of the Capitol.
I know that everyone here will soon be marching over to the Capitol building to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard.
Once at the Capitol building, things began to get chaotic. Capitol police officers fired tear gas into the crowd. A few at the front of the herd broke windows. Someone opened the doors, and many hundreds of others just walked in.
You see?
Of course, they did make it the story. And at the center of it, the single most famous person arrested that day was a Navy veteran from Arizona called Jacob Chansley, often referred to as the QAnon Shaman.
A Navy veteran. I respect those who serve in the military.
The so-called QAnon shaman. QAnon shaman.
Someone named Q Shaman.
Jacob Chansley became the face of January 6th, a dangerous conspiracy theorist dressed in outlandish costume who led the violent insurrection to overthrow American democracy. For these crimes, Chansley was sentenced to nearly 4 years in prison, far more time than many violent criminals now receive.
4 years.
What did Jacob Chansley do to
4
receive
years. But he'll
this
be out
punishment?
before that.
To this day, there is dispute over how Chansley got into the Capitol building. But according to our review of the internal surveillance video,
Like a security guard there, you
it's
saw
very
that?
clear what happened once he got inside. Virtually every moment of his time inside the Capitol was caught on tape. The tapes show
Dang.
the Capitol Police
Look,
never
two
stopped
cops behind
Jacob Chansley. They helped him. They acted as his tour guides. Here's video of Chansley in the Senate chamber. Capitol Police officers take him to multiple entrances and even try to open locked doors for him. We counted at least 9 officers who were
shit.
within touching distance of unarmed Jacob Chansley.
What's up with those
That's
cops?
fucked up.
They're not doing their job. They're supposed to
They're not
stop
doing
them.
their job because they part of the plan. Plus, you know who control the camera? The Democrats. They control those images. They're supposed to put the images out. You see, and contradict what everybody's saying. You see, Donald Trump, okay, go get him. But then with the image and all the pictures, they helping them out. They're opening the door. Like, well, by the way, this is the door. You just walk in right here.
Does that even look like an insurrection, like a crazy madman running wild? No. They're helping him. You said it.
Yeah,
Not
no
one of
weapons
them
drawn,
even
nothing.
tried to slow him
They're
down.
walking around.
Chansley understood that Capitol Police were his allies. Video shows him giving thanks for
What
them
the
in a prayer on the floor of the
He
Senate.
prayed.
Watch.
Thank you, Heavenly Father, for giving the inspiration needed to these police officers to allow us into the building.
Contrast the reality
These
of what
police.
Jacob Chansley did in the Capitol building on January 6th, the indisputable facts recorded on video, some of which has never before been seen, with the depiction of Jacob Chansley that you've seen in the media for more than 2 years. He's a terrorist, they said. He should be killed.
Shoot him. Shoot him. Like, you burst into the United States, if he was dressed like Bin Laden, would you have shot him?
Shoot him! Shoot him! It makes you wonder, who are the violent extremists here? Not Jacob Chansley. And the video proves
Exactly.
that. But you would never have known from the media coverage.
The people sitting in the chairs need to be sitting in a jail cell.
Chansley is in a jail cell. He's been there for months. If he was in fact committing such a grave crime, why didn't
He's
the
coming up.
officers who were standing right next to him place him under arrest?
He should sue.
Until
Exactly.
now, no one
And
could even
dressed
prove
up in
that
a
even
costume.
happened.
He should have
But
been
it
locked
did.
up right there on the floor, knock him out.
He should sue because the narrative that the media is selling, it sells. People believe them. But
Yeah.
it's because they haven't seen the video, which had the truth of everything that happened. Like,
Okay, I see what you mean. He should. Oh, I see what you mean. Because he didn't commit no crime. He walked in. He was helped by the police officer. So they all should get locked up. The police officer, he should get locked up. But they're not gonna do that. And he's not gonna do 4 years. I doubt it. I don't think so.
I don't know, man. He should sue because look at that. He just walked around like a normal person, walking around lost, and got helped by the police officers. And unfortunately, the Democrats control the media and the narrative they put out there. And all the messages they put out there, a lot of people looking at the news believe. You know? Like, I even asked
And
my...
I'm just gonna throw this out there. It gotta be something behind it. And remember, he's a serviceman. He's serving the Navy.
Yes, respect to him
So-
because of that.
Yes, respecting him because of that. So we don't know why they chose him. You see what I'm saying? It's like the guy said, it would have been Osama or another character. They would have treated it different.
At the end of the
See?
day, yes, and this negative mentality, the media has a big control over the narrative that the listeners are believing, where we have to search the truth. And that's why thank God we have these channels, social media, to help put out the truth. You know, put
Yeah,
out a
thank
message
God.
out there. We're making this video here to put the message out that we are aware of what really happened and what's the truth. You know?
What's the truth? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So when you see information like that, seek it. Look around.
Don't ignore it.
Go to different outlet. That's right. Go to different outlet. Don't get focused on one.
So don't ignore what's out there, what we can see ourselves and make a decision ourselves. You know?
Yeah.
And
So guys, subscribe. Please hit the button. I think the 10-minute, that's too solid.
So, put your opinion at the bottom. What do you think? What's your opinion? We need to put it
Yes.
out there. Everybody's opinion needs to be heard, all right? You gotta be verbal about it. You gotta put your verbal on life and put your message out there.
Yeah,
All
we
right?
want to hear from you guys. We read our messages, so please send it. We'll read it, and we'll see how we go.
All right, we'll continue. Please see you guys on the next video, and thanks for listening. See you guys.
Yeah. Thank you for listening. Peace.
Subscribe.